Hi there! In this video, we will discuss the characters from Noli Me Tangere, one of the most important novels in Philippine history. This story not only gives a detailed picture of society during the Spanish era, but also introduces characters that reflect different aspects of our culture and identity. Join us as we explore the characters of Noli Me Tangere and learn about their stories and contributions to the novel. Let's begin. Juan Crisostomo Ibarra y Magsaling, or simply Crisostomo Ibarra. He is the son of the late Don Rafael, the love interest of Maria Clara, and the main character of Noli Me Tangere. Ibarra is one of the most unforgettable characters in the story. He is introduced as a wealthy and successful young Filipino who completed his education abroad. Unlike many in his country, he is well-mannered, respected, open-minded, and brave. Ibarra aims to build a school in San Diego to fulfill his father's dreams, but he gets caught up in church conflicts and is forced to flee due to the schemes of Padre Salvi. Unlike his more radical friend Elias, Ibarra initially wants to work within the system to reform the Philippines. However, as the story progresses, he begins to adopt Elias's beliefs. Ibarra represents the ideal Filipino youth that Jose Rizal hoped to see during his time. Maria Clara. Maria Clara is a respected young woman believed to be the daughter of Captain Tiago and the goddaughter of Padre Damaso. In reality, she is the biological daughter of Padre Damaso, born after he assaulted her mother. She is the love interest of Crisostomo Ibarra. Maria Clara is portrayed as a trustworthy, loyal, and respectful young woman. During that time in the Philippines, she represented the ideal qualities of a Filipino woman. Rizal used her character to show how society valued obedience. She shows her love for Ibarra in a humble and selfless way, embodying the grace and innocence of a Filipina raised in a sheltered life. Elias. Elias is the mysterious friend of Ibarra and a skilled boatman. He is the son of a family that was once enemies with Ibarra's ancestors. Elias is a revolutionary who wants to start a rebellion in the country. Unlike Ibarra, he believes in fighting for freedom through revolution rather than reform. Elias represents the common Filipino who is aware of the injustices faced by his people and wants to free them from their oppressors. He is often compared to the hero Andres Bonifacio. Captain Tiago. Captain Tiago is the stepfather of Maria Clara and a wealthy Filipino living in Binondo. He has close ties with high-ranking members of the Catholic Church, even though he doesn't truly respect religion. His main goal is to marry Maria Clara to a wealthy man from a respected family. When Ibarra is accused of rebellion, Captain Tiago is quick to abandon his loyalty to him. Padre Damaso Verdolagas. Padre Damaso is the godfather of Maria Clara and the man who assaulted her mother, Pia Alba. He is a corrupt and power-hungry Franciscan friar who has lived in the Philippines for decades. He is cruel, arrogant, and uses his power to ruin the lives of those who oppose him. He is responsible for the death of Don Rafael Ibarra, Crisostomo's father. Padre Bernardo Salvi. Padre Salvi is a younger and more cunning Spanish friar who replaces Padre Damaso as the parish priest of San Diego. He is more dangerous than Padre Damaso because he is better at scheming and using his religious position for political influence and personal revenge. He secretly admires Maria Clara and conspires to ruin Ibarra. Don Rafael Ibarra. Don Rafael is the father of Crisostomo Ibarra. He is a wealthy man who criticizes the abuses of the Spanish friars, which angers Padre Damaso. He is falsely accused of heresy and dies in prison before his name is cleared. Pilosopo Tasio. Pilosopo Tasio is an educated old man who is often thought to be crazy by the townspeople. He is respected by Ibarra and provides wise advice. Tasio represents educated Filipinos who became disillusioned with Spanish colonial rule after seeing the injustices faced by their fellow Filipinos. Sisa. Sisa is the mother of Crispin and Basilio. She is a typical Filipino wife who endures abuse from her irresponsible husband. She goes mad after losing her sons and represents the suffering of the Filipino people under Spanish rule. Crispin and Basilio. Crispin and Basilio are Cisa's sons who work as sacristans. Crispin is falsely accused of theft and disappears, while Basilio escapes and later becomes a key character in Rizal's next novel, El Filibusterismo. Doña Victorina de los Reyes de Espadaña. Doña Victorina is an ambitious woman who pretends to be Spanish. She represents the colonial mentality of some Filipinos who look down on their own culture. Don Tiburcio de Espadaña. Don Tiburcio is Doña Victorina's Spanish husband. He is a fraud who pretends to be a doctor. He represents the ignorance and exploitation during Spanish colonial rule. Padre Hernando de la Sibila. Padre Sibila is a reasonable and peaceful priest, unlike the corrupt Padre Damaso and Padre Salvi. He represents progressive priests who prefer to stay in the background to avoid conflict. Doña Consolacion. Doña Consolacion is the cruel wife of the Alferez. She is ashamed of her Filipino roots and pretends not to know Tagalog. She is known for her harsh treatment of Cisa. Alferez. The Alferez is the chief of the civil guards in San Diego. He has a drinking problem and is often in conflict with the parish priest over power. Captain General. The unnamed Captain General represents Spain in the Philippines. He supports Ibarra's plan to build a school and is critical of the corrupt officials and friars. Pia Alba. Pia Alba is the mother of Maria Clara and the wife of Captain Tiago. She was assaulted by Padre Damaso and died after giving birth to Maria Clara. Tia Isabel. Tia Isabel is Maria Clara's aunt who helped raise her. Don Saturnino and Don Pedro Ibarramendia. They are ancestors of Crisostomo Ibarra. Captain Pablo. Captain Pablo is the leader of a rebel group seeking revenge against the civil guards. Don Filippo Lino. Don Filippo is the vice mayor of San Diego who tries to implement fair policies but struggles due to lack of power. The Alcalde. The unnamed mayor of San Diego is a traditionalist who blindly follows the church. Pedro. Pedro is Cisa's irresponsible and abusive husband. Alfonso Linares. Alfonso Linares is a respected Spanish man who is supposed to marry Maria Clara, but fails. Lieutenant Guevara. Lieutenant Guevara is a moral Spanish officer who respects the Ibarra family and reveals the truth about Don Rafael's death. Sinang. Sinang is Maria Clara's cheerful friend. Nol Juan. Nol Juan oversees the construction of Ibarra's school. The Yellowish Individual. A hired assassin who fails to kill Ibarra. Lucas. Lucas is the brother of the Yellowish Individual who conspires with Padre Salvi to frame Ibarra. The Teacher. A teacher who struggles to educate students under the oppressive rule of the friars. And that's the end of our discussion about the characters in Noli Me Tangere. Who is your favorite character in the novel? Let us know in the comments. If you found this video helpful, we encourage you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our future videos. Until next time, thank you for watching.